more of an authentic Rogan Josh like you'd expect to get over in India from the Kashmiri region. So tonight we're going to be making this simple curry house style Rogan Josh, and hopefully if you've been watching these videos you'll see just how easy this style of cooking is. As long as you've got your base sauce warmed up and ready, and you've got whatever you want to put in as a main ingredient ready to go, you can cook these up in about 10 minutes. I'm using, like I say, lamb, so I'm making a lamb Rogan Josh. And what I did today is I just used the stewed meat recipe in my cookbook. It's also on my blog. And I'm not sure if you can see this without me spilling, but I've got a lot of the sauce left over as well. So I'm going to add some of that just to give it some lamb flavor. If you don't like lamb, and there are a few people that don't, or if you're a vegetarian, don't feel like you have to use this because it's all about the sauce. So if you like a Rogan Josh sauce, just like when you go out to a curry house and you can pick prawns, you can pick chicken, you can pick whatever you like, vegetables, you can do the same thing with this. So we're going to be making this Rogan Josh sauce, and you can use chicken tikka if you like, or stewed chicken, or whatever you feel like using. Everything seems to be good in a Rogan Josh sauce. So tonight I'm actually going to be using one of my new, I'm not sure if everyone knows about this, but I've got Curry Guy spice blends. So I've got the mixed powder I'll be using tonight. I've got the base sauce, Madras curry powder, garam masala, and tandoori masala. And tonight I'm going to be actually using, I'm using the mixed powder for my in here, which is just following my recipe really. And I'm also using the base sauce mix and also the garam masala. So I can give links to anyone that's interested in those. Just makes things that much easier. I know a lot of people like to make them. I love to make my own base sauce and my own spice blends. But if you're pressed for time, or you just want to make yourself a nice curry, fresh curry, and don't want to be doing all the other work, well then they're there for you. All right. So I'm going to put this pan on, and I'm going to add just about 2 tablespoons of oil to the pan. And immediately I'm going to add some garlic and ginger paste. So about a tablespoon of garlic and ginger paste. And the reason why I'm doing that now is because garlic can really burn quite easily. So there's no reason why you shouldn't just add it at the beginning. Let it start heating up, and then when it starts cooking off its rawness, I can hear it start sizzling now, then you can get on with the rest of the dish. But there's no point in putting it into a really hot pan and having everything burn, and then start feeling like you're, oh no, what am I going to do about the spices and everything. This is getting nice and hot now. So I'm now going to add, I got my spices here. I'm making this, by the way, for 2 persons, so it's a curry house size. That's unlike the one in my book. So I've got about a half teaspoon of chili powder, about a tablespoon of mixed powder, good tablespoon of paprika.
Hi, yes, someone's already asking about the link for the mixed powder, so we'll put that on later, where to buy the Curry Guy mixed powder.
Yeah, I'll put that on there for you. Great stuff. I'm just going to mix this up. What we're doing right here is we're just making the base for our curry. And that's looking nice and colorful now. And what I'm going to add to this right away is some tomato puree. And what I've added there is roughly about 70 milliliters, quarter of a cup. And I'm going to add a little bit of the base sauce there. And you want to add this in small amounts, because what you want this to do, and I'm sure if you've been watching these you'll know this by now, you want it to kind of caramelize around the sides there, but you really don't need to stir from the center, because that is not going to burn, unless you're really unlucky. What it will do though is caramelize around here. So you just want to make sure you're always getting that in there. And I'll top that up with some base sauce as and when I need to do so. This one's looking a little bit dry, I might add a little bit more. as you can see here, I've got some the sauce from the cooking stock from this lamb that I used. And feel free to use tandoori lamb, like I said, or tandoori chicken or whatever. I'm using some of this lamb. I made it today. I'm going to add a little bit of that broth, just to give it more of a lamb flavor. Plus, there was so much nice stuff in there. My lamb, pre-cooked lamb, is actually, I mean, that's a curry in its own right. So you can use it as a curry. You can try use it as a way of pre-cooking your lamb.
Okay, this is a question we get a lot. David's saying the tomato puree looks quite thin. His is in a tube and thick.
All right, if yours is in a tube and thick, what you need to do is take that and 1 part of that to 3 parts water, roughly. It's not in stone, but you want to thin it out a little bit, otherwise it'll be really, really intense. So you just want to kind of maybe I mean, that's how. There's 3 ways of making the puree. You could use some passata, maybe just thin it slightly. You can use tinned tomatoes and blend them until they're smooth. And you can use that paste like you're talking about. And that paste, you just add a little bit of water to it. So I usually use a 1 to 3 ratio. And
someone just said 1 to 3 ratio, just as you said
exactly,
it.
Yes.
Liam's worried about his aluminium pan. He's only used it about 12 times and it's starting to really stain. Is that normal for that type of pan? Do you know that?
I've got a couple that have stained, but it takes a bit. Just really watch it around the sides. See that? And I should be using this metal spoon, because that will make things a lot easier on me. If I don't, but hear how loud that is with the microphone, so I don't.
We'll put links to the base sauce on as well. People want to know how to make the base sauce, so we'll put that on later onto the links on the video.
Yeah. So that's just going to bubble away. Now, if you were cooking for friends, and one person wants a Rogan Josh, someone else wants a nice mild korma, someone else wants some madras, I can let that sit there and bubble for a good 10 minutes, and I could take another pan and start another one, and even another one, because this style of cooking is so easy. As long as you got your base sauce over there at the ready, and everything else that goes into it ready to go, you really don't have to worry too much. You just have to go around the sides every now and then. But it's not going to burn there. Look.
Can you freeze this recipe? Rebecca's asking.
Yes, you definitely can. Yes. Curries taste great when they've been frozen. There's no negative bits to that. Usually, what I do though is if I'm making a curry that has any kind of dairy in it, such as this one. This one has a little bit of yogurt in it, or will do soon. I usually add the yogurt when I defrost it, so I don't add it with it. Okay, so I'm going to take this now, and I'm going to add just a little bit, about a tablespoon I'd say. That's a cashew paste, and all that was some cashews, which I blended with some water. And that's going to give it a nice, nutty flavor. Let that simmer there for a bit. And then really the only thing I need to do now, other than garnish it at the end, is I'm going to add some yogurt. Totally optional, but you want to add yogurt 1 tablespoon at a time. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons tonight. I'm just going to mix that in there.
Tina's asking what part of the lamb do you use?
I use the leg usually. However, because I've used my stewing method for the lamb, you could use shoulder, because shoulder has great flavor, really good flavor, and it just takes a little bit longer to cook. Yeah, a little bit more of that yogurt. You could even like serve it that way. I'm not sure if you have my book, you'll see that we even like garnished it with a little bit of that, because it's nice to have a little bit of yogurt on the top of this one. How is that? Is that hurting your ears when I use the metal spoon? Because that's what I'd rather use. But I can use
I think it's quiet enough.
Okay. All right, I know from experience, just because I've made this so many times, that I'm going to need a bit of salt in there. And then that's it really. I'm going to go ahead and garnish this. I'm going to turn this right down. The meat is, I can see it's really hot. I'm going to add a little bit of this garam masala just at the end. Very nice. It just brings up the flavors. It's a really nice way of. I'm gonna turn this on again. Let's go a little bit. What's happening there? All right, whatever. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of this coriander. Is that really loud?
No.
Okay. And then just to garnish it with some nice red onions. Just give it a little bit of crunch. Make it different to the other curries. It's all about, these different curries, it's all about making them different. And I almost forgot something. So I'm gonna put this in now too. I got some fresh tomatoes here.
And Christine's asking, what yogurt do you use to stop it splitting? Good question.
Okay, you should use natural plain yogurt. And to be honest, I've used a different one today. I used Greek yogurt because I couldn't be bothered to go to the shop. But as long as you add it about 1 tablespoon at a time, do that. 1 tablespoon at a time, and make sure you stir it in. It won't curdle. If you add a whole bunch of, because some recipes call for a lot more yogurt, like when we did the other day, you just got to be really careful with it.
Brenda's asking how many spices there are in a good garam masala. Do you know that, Dan?
I'm going to guess here, but I think mine has about 15, at least that. It's got quite a few. Just look at that. I'm going to take that up to the pan. That is going to be so good.
It's
We got a
good.
nice dinner tonight, Caroline.
It's very good.
Yeah. I know you're not that excited about it because you eat a lot of curry, but that is looking good. A bit more of this onion as well. I just like the crunch of the onion. And obviously, all this stuff is optional, what you want to do with it. And yeah, so that's it. Like I said, you can make this in 10 minutes. That's all it's taken is 10 minutes because I've done the forward prep. And the forward prep is great because if you do you make a base sauce, you can then just store it away, put it in the freezer, make a korma, make a vindaloo, make whatever you want with that. It takes about an hour, or you can use my cheats method, which is wherever I put it right here. Yeah, mixed base sauce. It is the second best. That is, I always tell people to make it fresh, but not everyone has that time. So it works really well. So yeah, as long as you got your base sauce ready and whatever you want to put into this, you could have put, I could have put raw prawns into that tonight, and it'd still be a very nice prawn Rogan Josh, and I wouldn't have had to prepare all that lamb. So it's just really what you're looking to do and what you want to, the flavors you want to go for, and you can make a Rogan Josh with lamb or whatever you like, anytime you like, and that goes for everything else.
And Claire's asking which book the Rogan Josh recipe's in.
The Rogan Josh recipe is in my red book. Well, that's where it's originally. But like I said, I have the same recipe is in the purple book, the Curry Guy Bible. But there's also an authentic version of Rogan Josh, which I put in there just because I tried it and I just thought this is awesome. So I thought, sure, I'm going to show a Rogan Josh the way it's done at the Curry House. I'm going to show Rogan Josh the way it would be done authentically. And the thing is, I don't have a preference. So because this tastes like it's been cooking slowly for an hour and a half, and that's because it did. I mean, I cooked that lamb for a good hour or so at least, and so I'm getting all the benefit of those juices into the Rogan Josh. Same as, if you were to make some tikka some chicken tikka, and you take your chicken tikka off the barbecue and you put it into a bowl, and then all those juices run off. You could add that to it, or you could take some prawns with the shell still on. Take the shells off, fry those up a bit, and it gives you a really nice flavor. Then take the shells out and proceed with the recipe. So there's so many things you could do to make a Rogan Josh sauce taste right for what you're using in it.
Rebecca's asking, is there a link for the recipe for the lamb meat?
Yes, there is. I will get that on there. I'll send that to you.
I think you'll be able to respond later.
Yeah, I'll definitely respond to that. So yes, there is one on my blog, and I'll send that to you. I took some new pictures today, so I'm actually going to improve the recipe and put with pictures anyway. I haven't changed the recipe, but I'm going to be putting new pictures on that tomorrow. And so it's there, and it's also in the Red Book and the Curry Guy Bible.
Are you doing an authentic Rogan Josh instead of a BIR on?
I was going to, and I might still, because I do want to keep these up. I mean, we're through lockdown. I'm doing them Monday through Friday. Once lockdown's over, we're probably going to slow down a bit, and I'm going to be doing these on, I think, Thursday evenings, we decided. So we'll do them on Thursday evenings. But we're not stopping the videos. I'm going to be doing videos all the time, but they're going to be, recipes that take a little bit longer than we can do in one of these short live broadcasts. So they're going to be things that could take an hour to cook, and so we can just kind of edit things in and out and everything to make it work.
And someone's asking, what's your next book going to have in it?
It's going to be Thai food. The Curry Guy Thai is coming out on the 15th of April. So that's the next thing. I've just finished that book. It's just gone off to print. So 15th of April, that'll be out. And then I'm in talks about some other ones as well. So if anyone has any good ideas you'd like me to think about, I'm looking for new ideas.
And Barry's asking, how different is the authentic version of Rogan Josh?
It's quite a lot different. And it is Rogan Josh, but it is different. And one thing Rogan Josh, that means red. Rogan is red, Josh is meat. And so that's why it's a red curry, and that's because of the paprika, a little bit because of the chili. And so the one that's the authentic version, rather than using a base sauce, you fry up some onions. There's no garlic or ginger in it. It's one of those. It's a really different recipe, and I like garlic a lot, so I thought I wasn't going to be that crazy about it, but it is really nice. So it's just different, but it still tastes like a Rogan Josh. So
someone suggesting a Curry Guy barbecue book. You've had that idea, haven't you? But,
I've thought about that one. In fact, I am still trying to push for that one. It just depends on what.
It's quite seasonal, though, isn't it? Well, obviously.
Yeah, seasonal. But it's not seasonal around our house. I like to barbecue when it's snowing. I don't care. But it's not one of those that.
Jackie's hoping you're doing the samosas on Tuesday. I think I told her last night you were hoping to do samosas on Tuesday.
I'm thinking about doing some samosas. I'm not going to. Jackie, if you look at my YouTube page, there's a samosa. It's a vegetarian samosa, but in that recipe I show how to make the different sheets, the actual sheets, if you're interested in that. And it is really nice if you make your own. However, there's no way I could do that in this short time on a live broadcast. So I'll be using just store-bought sheets, and I'll come up with a couple fillings, and yes, we will be doing something with samosas Monday or Tuesday next week.
That's great. And David's he's pre-ordered your Thai book, so that's one sale of that.
I didn't know you could do that.
And do you have a BIR butter chicken recipe?
Yeah, it's in the first book.
Yeah.
Not BRR, sorry, no. But I could definitely help you with that, because that's just, you want to use, a butter chicken is all about the marinade that goes into it, because you can use some of that marinade in the actual curry. So that's a yogurt marinade with spices, and you put that in there. You can use a little bit of base sauce. So in my recipe where I use some finely chopped onions, you could skip that if you wanted to, and just use some base sauce, just like I've done here in this recipe. It's just the base sauce is really not much different than authentic cooking. It just makes the process easier. So and it's also smoother. So you'll get a smoother sauce than you would if you were to have finely chopped onions.
Henry's asking where you buy the books from.
Oh, everywhere. We're on Amazon and most of the major supermarkets.
I think supermarkets have stock at the moment.
Yeah, they all have stock right now. I heard that they're running low. However, I know that there's another shipment coming in. So if they do run out, I mean, some places going to have them. They're at Tesco, they're at Morrison's, Waitrose, and Costco.
Morrison's, I think.
Yeah, Morrison's will be opening up again here soon, so they'll have some. I know they do.
Liam's asking if you're going travelling. He wants to see you travel around India. So.
Well, that's good to hear. I didn't know. You know what? That's what we're planning on doing. I've got the camera gear up. We're planning on going all around India when it's safe to do so. So as soon as we're able to do that, we're going to be doing that. Exactly that. I want to go over and I want to test. I just love India, but I want to go to some parts I haven't been. So we're going to go and try food in different areas and hopefully get the recipes and bring them back. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all the questions for now.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I hope you guys get a chance to try this. Like I say, it's one of my favorites. I do really like it. Feel free to play around with the spices as well. You know, if you find that when you try it, you think that there's not enough spice in it, add some more chili powder. Just make it your own.
I'll go back and show the dish again.
Yeah.
See if I can do that.
So
There you go. You can hold that up.
spread
Yeah.
that right up there. That is ready to be eaten. That's going to be so nice. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I'd like to have some more subscribers on there, just because I have a lot more videos coming, which I'm going to be publishing to that. Also, if you're on Facebook, please join my group, Curry Chit Chat. We're looking for new members, and I'm going to be doing a lot of live stuff on there as well that won't be on YouTube. So thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow. When we've had so many requests for rice, so guess what? Tomorrow I'm doing rice. I hope maybe you can make this beforehand, this Rogan Josh or something, and have it ready for your rice, because I'm going to be making rice in a couple of ways, yeah, it takes longer to cook rice. I've just recently learned a couple recipes that you can do it faster, but the rice recipes I'm doing take a little bit longer, but don't worry, I'm going to be making sure that you can see each step along the way. So if you're interested in making really good basmati rice, look tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm going to be showing you I learned this in Mumbai when I was over there last. It's a keema recipe. And I know my first book had a keema recipe in there. This is completely different. It's something they actually serve for breakfast for some reason. I like it for breakfast, but it'd make a really good dinner too. So I'm going to show you how to do this Mumbai style keema, lamb keema. And yeah, so hope to see you on Thursday and Friday. And thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.